stars, to see them at night is incredible. And if I'd have traded that in for a kind of lying under a warm blanket, I would have missed it. No, what am I kidding? Trading it in for a lying under a warm blanket, much better. Anyway, when you're walking under this sort of bigness, a couple of questions. A bit heavy for this time of the day, but they're on my mind. Is there something above and beyond all our thinking, planning, not scheming, but just thinking? And is there something beyond the life and death, the source of it all? And at times like this with the stars, that certainly makes me think of big questions. Not in a nihilistic sort of way, not at all, but just, is there something beyond it all? And maybe it's these times where we're kind of wrenched out of our beds to see something like that, we're forced to those questions, which is a good thing. And I'm wondering if I might just sit and nod off. That's pretty neat, isn't it? I'm glad I had another shot at this. Now you got a bit more light, because it's a shame to miss it. While we're on this, oh god, look at that. There's a we're literally, let's see if I can show you where we are. Look, up there is the top of the range. So we're right at the top of a huge mountain range. This is high, although we've climbed to temples, this is as high as I've been up and surrounded by it. Can you see this, by the way? It says "Arigatou gozaimasu," and there's stickers everywhere that are for the Henro to say thank you for walking the route, improving yourself and making the world a better place, basically. Cool, isn't it? I'm really glad you got to see that. Did I tell you that this pretty much is what we're following around Japan? See this little sticker? Yeah, little stickers. That says Henro no Michi. So that's, sometimes there's a little Henro man on there, sometimes it's another sticker, a little blue one, but on the whole we're following stickers stuck to the edges of lampposts and corners around Japan. I did buy a map, but I couldn't read it. It was bloody awful, so it stays in my bag. I kind of checked that to do the night's general where we're going to be, mileage and all that sort of stuff. Today has highlighted how I have the potential to be vaguely compulsive, or not even vaguely, downright obviously. I've done 25 kilometers today and arrived at the next temple, which was temple 37, and they have here a youth hostel. Okay, so I have a space to stay. And what I've done, basically, I remember I put out my request for to meet my financial goals, the time goals, but also just to be comfortable and warm. I'm sick of streeting it. I think, you know, it's an abundant universe. We can ask for it all. Why not? And anyway, the woman offered me a free room, which is an absolute bonus. But rather than, I mean, I thanked her and stuff, but rather than realise what a gift that was, I was then panicking that I hadn't done my extra 20 miles, that basically 20 kilometres, that I was 20 down. And so I was madly working out the numbers. When you look at it, I've got 22 days left. It's 1 extra kilometre over every day is all I have to do to make it up. And on top of that, I get nice, free accommodation. So I just do. Sometimes I get my head on something, and that stops me developing, because I get my head stuck in it, and rather than be in the moment, I go all over the place. So that was a realisation that I do have that obsessive tendency. Don't know what to do about it, but the other thing about tonight, I do need a good rest. It's hard work, trying to be at your best, to be honest, when you're on cold little sleep. It really is difficult to do, no matter how much you know you're strong and tough or whatever, and you get used to it. It's really really difficult. It makes you appreciate why the homeless, I know this is not the same, but why it's so difficult for them to get motivated to kind of get a job or anything, because it just drains your body, drains your energy. Now I have it for a very short time. If you can imagine being like that, yeah, it's tough, very tough. The local Banggai, the smaller temple, which I've just wandered up to, and there is definitely some sense of something here which I like. I like the connection to the meditation part of the spiritual side of it. I don't know if you know what I mean. Once you finish thrashing, that can be quite a physical goal. It shouldn't be, but sometimes I manage to turn it just into a purely sports physical goal. But then having time to hang out here, it has to have much more purpose. So there are odds. These goals, one at one end, just getting something achieved, and at the other, finding realisation. What I would like to do is find that realisation while I'm walking, which is, I believe, the spirit that Kobayashi did it in, using the concept of thrashing your body a little bit, so you could then discover what is beyond all pain and all good. Do you see what I mean? So, you know, I think Buddhism's view is that good and bad is simply as it is. It's only our attachment to it. So when you're working hard, when you're walking, when you're pilgrimaging, it's can you transcend that by just being with every step, as Hajime-san says, one step, one step. For some reason they're not scary, these places. They should be a little bit, you know, very old. Graveyards at home scare me, but I'm quite happy with these. I mean, maybe if it was dark like the other night I was terrified, and it worked out to be nice. This stone drew me towards it to touch it. It's got a really great feel. I'm sure some of this commentary must make me sound absolutely bonkers, but unless you've been here, it touches you, it really does. There's something about it. So look, that's they're the steps, and just across the way here, see, I don't get to do this because I don't have the time. I do my meditation stuff in the temple. That's the main temple, and then I'm off. Whereas it's nice just to hang out. I've sort of, you know, got to see the town. I'm already feeling a bit more chilled. Slightly disturbed at my realisation that I'm obsessive and vaguely compulsive, but I'm sure I'll survive. It's pretty, isn't it? Don't know if you can feel that through the camera. I hope so. One of the frustrating things I know about making this film, definitely I know, is that you can't have an experience through someone else's experience. It's impossible, because people are not having the experience. All you can hope to do is inspire someone to come and do it themselves, because no matter what I go through here or whatever anyone else goes through, you can't. There's nothing you can do. So that is frustrating, because when you know there's a lot of great stuff for people to experience, this can only serve as hopefully a motivator, and also people would watch this with eyes and opinions that they've already set themselves, which won't change unless they have their own experience of it. And of course their experience of this might be completely different. I think we create our own experiences. But what I hope to show by this is that miracles do happen. I'm, you know, daily, even down to this lady giving me a free room. And I think the universe is on our side. It's conspiring to make us win, not to make us lose. So that's really why I'm doing this. Nice, isn't it?